Okay, so first things first, you need a rucksack. This is mine. It's the Low Alpine Air Zone Trail. So it's 32 litre, which is the main body of the bag, but you also have extra storage in the top. I really like this bag. I love this bag. One, because it's so bright. I always think if I have to get picked up by mountain rescue, they'll be able to see the rucksack. It's got the air vent. So it means that basically the rucksack's not sitting straight against your back, saves a very sweaty back. It's also got these amazing little features. So on your strap, which obviously clips across the front here, there's this whistle which is attached to the rucksack. Obviously, if you get into difficulty, blow the whistle, which is a really good little safety feature. I'll be honest, I had this for a while and I didn't even notice, but yeah, it's really handy. And the front, so again, this straps over the front and you've got little pockets here. So 2 little pockets at the front, good for kind of emergency snacks, tissues, anything like that. But I'll talk you through how I pack mine and just to give you an idea. So the way I have my rucksack set up, it's always the same way. So in this top pocket at the very top, these are things that I would need if the weather gets cold. So I have everything in these little dry bags. They are amazing. So they clip together, you kind of push all the air out of them and wrap them up. They're from Exped, so it was a pack of 4 that I got, and there's 4 different sizes. So in this one, I like to keep things like my gloves, Montane kind of Primaloft gloves. They pack down quite light, so always handy to have them in the top of my rucksack. I always have a little beanie hat, often a bobble hat, usually in winter. Who am I kidding? Summer as well. So I have that, and I have a buff, just for when it gets a little bit cold, and that's kind of all tucked up in there as well. Usually I have like a packet of hand warmers in there, and that so that I know I can easily access these things, because these are the places that get cold. It's like my hands, around my neck and my face and my head. So I put them into here, and they sit nicely in the top of the rucksack so that everything's there when I need it. Also inside the top bag of the rucksack, you can see there's this little clip here. So it's attached to your rucksack and it's got a little clip on it. Now, this is for car keys. So when you lock your car up, you lock everything up, clip them in here so you know they're not going to get lost, and then you push them down into your rucksack and that gets zipped up nice and secure. So that's what I always have in this top section. In the front section, so there's the zip compartment here. I have this smaller one. Now, again, part of the 4-pack from Exped. So I have this, and in this one, I kind of call this like my handbag. I have all the kind of like essentials to me. So things like in this bag, I have, and this is always in here. Oh, it's a little bit tangled. So I have my emergency survival bivy bag. So I mean, look at how small that packs down. That's the one I have, and it's really good. So it's there, it's lightweight, it's there for a case of emergencies. Always have a head torch, so you never know, even in summer, best laid plans. So I always have my head torch in there, and I've always got spare batteries, so if anything goes wrong, I have that. Compass, you need a compass. If you're going up into the hills, you need a compass, you need to know how to use it, you need a map. This is usually kind of in an accessible pocket, but if it's a fairly straightforward walk and I think I might not need it, it goes in here, but always have a compass. I always take a power bank with me, probably not the lightest one or the most compact, but I take this with me everywhere, and obviously a spare cable, just in case my phone dies. I always have these everywhere in my rucksack. So hot hands hand warmers, you just rip these open and these heat up, and I've been on the mountains in winter and they last for like 10 to 12 hours, so these are amazing. I don't think I've got a rucksack that doesn't have at least 2 or 3 pairs of these in it. And I've also got a selection of plasters, because I always need plasters, just for like if my feet get sore, if there's little heat spots or anything. Usually have plasters in here, some little antiseptic wipes and some painkillers, and some tape as well, just in case anything's kind of hurting or sore. That all kind of sits in there. This all gets rolled up and gets tucked in to the front of my rucksack. So that's essential. It's pretty much the same stuff in here all of the time, and this just gets put into the front and zipped up, and then I know all my kind of essentials are in this little bit. In the side pockets, I've usually got a bottle of water on one side. In the other, it varies sometimes. Got my sunglasses at the moment, and I've got some gloves, some extra gloves, hand warmers, and sandwich bags, just for any rubbish or anything that I kind of have or want to take off the hill. I've got like a little bag to put it into. In the main body of the rucksack, there's also within the top, there's another zip compartment, and this is also really good, which the low alpine rucksacks do. It tells you about mountain distress signals, so it tells you about like your whistle blasts and how to signal if there's a helicopter. So I find that really useful, and it gives you the emergency numbers as well, so really handy to have. And there's a little zip compartment here, so usually in here, I don't generally put stuff in here, but if there is, it's hand warmers normally is what goes in there, and maybe like, I don't know, a spare packet of tissues. Map, always have a map, so this is where I most recently was. I have waterproof jacket. This is a Rab waterproof jacket. Yeah, I really like this jacket, nice colour. It's really good, it's never let me down, and it's nice and waterproof. This bag here, again, part of the 4-pack from the X-Bed. This is where I put my food, so you probably don't need to, but it saves me putting it in like a carrier bag, so I put my sandwiches and everything else in there, and then I know that my food's kept separate in a little bag, and that just sits there. I've got waterproof trousers, because we're in Scotland, so you always need waterproofs. And then, as you can see, the main bag, in this little bit here, this is for your bladder, so your bladder goes in here, and this little bit tucks in, so it holds the bladder up. And then what you do is your tube comes out here through this little hole, and then you feed it down through here, and then it's just there on your shoulder, so you can drink, take a little drink and then tuck it away again. It's really, really good. And then in the main body of the bag, I just have this. So this is the kind of, the biggest size of the X-Bed. Bags, again, everything's wrapped up. In here I've always just got like extra layers of everything. So I've got an extra hoodie, Rab again, who would have guessed? So Rab hoodie, just a little kind of fleecy layer with a hood. Really important, it's always good to have extra layers. And I also have my Himalayan down jacket, so this is just kind of packs up quite small, and it comes with its own little stuff sack. So this is the down jacket in here, just because I know I feel the cold, and it's nice to have like that extra layer just in case you get stuck in the hill. So that's all the compartments in the bag. There's also at the bottom, there's a little zip pouch, and this here's got like your waterproof cover for your rucksack, so that's quite handy. Sometimes I'll replace that and put a bivy bag in there, so I've got a little bivy bag, and that'll kind of get stuffed in there, just again in case you get caught out, get stuck on the hill. It also has the features on this rucksack. You've got the space to carry your walking poles, so you can see these little bits here. So your walking poles go in here, and then you've got this little clip up at the top. Now this clip just hooks round into here, and that secures your walking poles, so you can see they go in there. Or also your ice axe can go in here in winter. So it just sits up. You've got all the adjustable straps for everything to tighten it up. You can slide these up and down depending where you want the chest straps, so you can go different parts on here. It's just a really good rucksack, I have to say. This is like a bit padded here. This is like the design for women one. So you can see it's a little bit padded. It sits better. It sits really well. In these little compartments at the moment, I've got, yeah, lip balm, a little lip balm. It's also 50 SPF, so that's handy. But yeah, really good rucksack, and that's generally what I carry for a day in the hills. And that's not just, that's obviously like a summer kind of rucksack, which you can see still got a lot of warm kit in it. But I just think it's quite essential, to be honest, because we've all started off on a hill, which is glorious weather at the start, sunshine, you feel it's absolutely stunning, taps off weather. Time you get anywhere near the summit, freezing cold, can't feel your fingers, can't feel your face. So yeah, just having those like little extra layers, gloves, hat, snooder buff, any of those things, they just make such a difference. So when you're really, really cold, you know, you've got all the extra layers. Usually when I start off walking, I've got maybe leggings or walking trousers, and I've got like a t-shirt and maybe a very thin kind of mid layer, and then I've got my other layers to kind of bulk it out if I get cold. But that is my essentials that I take with me on most hills. It kind of doesn't change, going by the smell of it. Some of it hasn't been out there for a while, so I can generally keep this stuff the same in this rucksack. And then I know that I've got everything. I do have other rucksacks, but this is the go-to for me. So yeah, hope that's of help. And yeah, if you're out in the hills, Walk Highlands, get on Walk Highlands, really good, shows you all the route maps. Get the OS map download as well, it'll show you local walks in the area, and it'll show you like the hill routes and things. But do always try and have a map, and try and know how to use it, and then yeah, that's the safest way to get you up and down a hill if the weather comes in, conditions get worse. So hope that helps. Enjoy being out in the hills, and yeah, let me know how you get on.